Hello. Wow, it's been a while, and in that time, I had a really good vacation and have completely forgotten even the basic principles of live streaming. Um, I just had to spend about an hour footsing around. It looks like the Watch People Code site is which offers a streaming multiplexing thing, is down, which is a shame because it's a brilliant service, and I really love the people who are there. So go into the Reddit, Watch People Code, and support them. Um, my stepson is having a shower, so that's what that noise is. That's probably too much information for a show about coding. And my cat is meowing a lot. And I've forgotten everything else. So this may be one of the more chaotic episodes of code therapy, one of the more anxiety ridden versions of code therapy, which is a shame because I had an incredibly relaxing vacation. And actually, I didn't go behind your back. I didn't work anymore on DualNBack, the app that we're working on here, but I did do some more Elm programming on the flight. Actually, it's a very good environment to do when you're offline, because you can tweak everything and try and feel your way around. So I ended up writing a Dalek game on the plane, and as I say, if I'd got any smarts, I would have set things up so I could have shown you that. But maybe next time. I'm going to keep this fairly short, I hope. I'm really just doing it to like burn through my jet lag before I go back to work. All right, for those of you who are new and are wondering what the heck is going on, I completely understand your chagrin, or at least your curiosity. And what's going on is this: I'm writing a little mini game called DualNBack, which is, well, I usually go into a long explanation here, but I'll just send you to Wikipedia. Basically, the idea is that you're given this sort of Simon-like blinking set of lights here, and you have to scream and holler, or press a button in our version of the game, whenever this is the same as it was two steps back. And as we add more to the code, we'll also be doing it so that you have to think back two steps back to remember which location it was in. And also there'll be this voice going S, B, T, and then when two steps back it was T, and then the mysterious disembodied voice says T this time, you go, oh my god, and you press another button. That is the basics of DualNBack. Oh, look, Facebook doing a nice commenting thing there. I can turn that off, and maybe I'll turn off whatever privacy invading app did that. I'm looking at you. Yeah, Google Chrome. Okay, let's see if everything is going out okay. I met up with lots of my really nice friends in London, and one of them said that one of the most distracting things I do in this show is constantly check to see whether people are watching it or not. And I realize I'm doing it now, but I just have to check to see whether my desperate attempts to remember how this works still leads to people being able to see it. Yeah, this looks alright. Let me just do some other checks. I'll edit this out in post. I think that's my plan. Yeah, I'm a little bit rusty. I've also been thinking, and I trust everybody will bear with me while I think all of these things through. I'm going to carry on doing these episodes, but I'm also going to dig around and do some meta shows. So I'm actually trying to set up a bunch of other things with code therapy. And some of those will involve setting up a website, and some of them will involve messing around with other things, like payment systems. Payment systems, who am I kidding? But you know, the general world of setting up an online presence. And I quite enjoy streaming that as well. I mean, the whole principle of this is that the whole environment is very relaxing to me. But I don't want to like bog us down doing descriptions of all of that while editing this. So I will probably be doing some other streams on that, and I promise that's as meta as we'll get on this program. Okay, let's move off away from this because it's a little bit distracting. Let's see where we were. Into the source. I haven't looked at this in quite some time, but it's all still making sense. We have a cell, which is an int, which I believe just tells you what number that thing is at. We have this type card, which either is a normal card that tells you that it's in a certain position, one of those 9 positions here, or it matches a previous card. And then we have a list of those and then make a deck. This is our model. We have N, which is the very undescriptive, but it is called DualNBack for a reason. N is how many steps back we are. We have the deck, we have the current score, and we have, gosh, what's this? I think it's when we're actually waiting for someone to choose something. I'll put that on hold and continue looking. We get a bunch of messages. Elm works by receiving messages. One of them is like, we'd like a new card. One of them is, oh, I got a random card presented to me. Random cards have to be generated outside of the main program because everything in Elm is pure. There aren't every function returns the same thing if you give it the same inputs. So you can't have a random number generator in Elm using a traditional function because then it would keep returning different numbers. So random numbers and things like that come from outside, come in as these new values into the pure functions that you have. All right, so this is a good example of this. This is a function to create a random card, and it returns a generator. Gosh. Yeah. Okay. So it returns a thing inside. This basically defines something that will generate a random card, but it encodes all of that inside another type. So you never actually see what happens in this. I think this is probably a monad, but I don't dare even say that. Start timer. This is a thing that just turns on the waiting for choice. I think I remember now that waiting for choice is a thing that actually we created to create a timer, so it would only, each time that this ran, it would run for a few seconds before it went to the next thing. I wonder if that means we should really change its name, because it's not really waiting. I guess it's waiting for a choice. I'm not going to do any big structural changes on this game right now because I'm super tired. Add new card to deck, pretty simple. It does a little bit of code fiddling around to make sure that it's the new card is either pointing to a new position, as these are, or it's signaling that it matches a previous card. We cheat a little bit here and show when that happens to help that testing. There you go, happened just there. All right, then we have update, which is the main handler of these strange messages that come from outside. So when we have a new card, it says, okay, when I receive this message, we'll send a message to create a new card. That's what this bit here is. It's got random card. Oh, got random card is the signal, and random card is the generator here. Okay, and this is something that basically throws all of that stuff to the outside and says, okay, we're gonna go off and we're gonna create a task that will do that, and when it comes back it will use the got random card message, and the randomness that we're trying to get here is defined by this random card. Gosh, I'm surprised I understand that as well as I do. Got random card, comes back, oh, excuse me, with this random card, and then begins the timer. So we get a new random card, we set that card, we add it to the deck, and then we start up a timer. Okay, seems pretty straightforward. DualNBack match. Okay, so this is if I press this button. If I press it during a moment of excitement, there we go, it will trigger, and otherwise increase my score, otherwise it won't. And if the timer ended, well, it's time to run update with a new card requirement, and we'll turn off waiting for choice there, just to reset everything back to the beginning. Here are some helper functions. And this is really, so this is these are all helper functions for deciding whether to show this is red or gray. In the view, this is the view, sort of sets all of this up here, prints the score. This sets us up with at least something at the beginning. This is something that sets up that timer to trigger. It says after 2 seconds after this goes true, then we'll set up a timer. This triggers only once, and I don't really understand why. And then that's the main loop. All right, so I understand that a bit better, even if you don't. Let's see. A bit remiss. Okay. Well, the question is, what should we do now? And actually, I had the real smart sense to future projects, testing. I think we did this. Oh yeah, okay, we wanted to do it on a web app. We got Elm testing working, I believe, last time. Let's see. God, Gosh, I really don't remember this bit. Does that work? No. It's super interesting. It's like archaeology of my own mind. I'm just looking here. That's just the name of it. What is it called? Test. Look. NPM test. Should run a test. Yep. That was just, we got tests running because I was a little bit scared of some of the slightly hairy logic in one of our parts of the program. Although, I also wonder if we actually got those tests doing anything particularly sensible. Oh yeah, this all looks okay. I think it was Ken Beck who said you should always leave what you've done. You should always leave one test failing when you end for the day, because that way, excuse me, you know what you're doing next. I did not do that. Let's see. Well, how about, I think one of the things that I really wanted to do is some way of stopping this, right? So I think we should have a couple of new states for the whole thing. One of which should be just a little intro state, which just explains what's going on. And then a quit button that takes you back to that state. So I guess we want a start playing, and then we want a quit button here. Okay, that seems it seems like something that's up to my limited abilities right now. So, alright, so that means that we need something that's got some state in it. Makes me feel that waiting for choice is actually part of that state machine. So I'm going to create a new type here, which is game state, and that can be either waiting for choice or intro or what? Card. Yeah. Paused. All looks good. I've also, for my sins, I'm currently editing this in Vim, and I must admit I've been playing around with Visual Studio, and it's pretty nice, I have to say. Huh. Should I play around with it now? Is that a betrayal of everything you love? Maybe. Nah, let's keep with this. Alright. This is nicely been reformatted by Elm Format. Okay, so first things first, I think that we need to stick that in. I'm going to leave the current waiting for choice in there just so we have some working program here. I hate having something called state in the model, but That's really what it is. Stage, let's call this game stage. Oops. Well, if you're going to change names, try and do it universally. There we go. Wait, is this still a problem? Okay, yeah, because now we've got to put that in. Oh my god, skateboarders coming down my hill. Stage equal intro. Looks good. All right. Now we have a slight question here. Okay. So based on model stage, it's a case of the other states. Ran into something unexpected. What was it? Syntax problem. I've just totally forgotten what the case format is. No, that looks alright. Apparently you can't do that though. No, putting a line in. Wild hope of a desperate programmer. Let's have a look at Elms. Description of case. Syntax case. Look at that. Doesn't that look alright to you? Alright, I bet if I do that, it will scream that that didn't look very good. That makes me feel like your parser was not handling a perfectly reasonable case. But I won't complain right now. Alright. So I've just put in, so let's put something in here which is intro view model. Oh, does it not exist? Compiler? Oh, maybe that's because I haven't written it yet. Alright, let's put it here. Intro view. Message. Intro view. Why are you doing this strange welcome to DualNBack. is a dead giveaway when your indenter is not indenting correctly. It's like, oh, it understands something that I don't. Right. No, that wasn't it. Oh yeah, it was. No, it wasn't. I can't help feeling it's something to do with that, but maybe I'm just super suspicious of cases now. Oh, it's saying it. It's saying that it's freaking out at the equals point. End of input or white space. Is it because... Oh no. Although that's interesting to do that, actually. Oh, what an interesting turn up for the books. The indenting that I thought was weird was actually the thing that was causing it. Okay. Okay. All right. Put in some nice text here at some point. But for now... I was pretty much guessing there. Alright. Start game. Oh, start the game. Alright, now we need something to start the game. Message. We'll send a message that starts the game. Yeah, look at this. What? Oh. Oh, okay. Somewhere else we actually have to respond to that. It's probably update. Okay, so start game. Alright. This is the awkward question. What do we actually... This language looks confusing, not like this. It is a bit camel cased. It's not that confusing. It's sort of very different. So one of the things that's different about it is that you don't really think about it being an imperative language. I should warn you, Mighty Drill, that I am a little bit tired, so my explanations will not be as awesome as they usually are. But the reason why it's confusing is because it's really Elm is functional and pure, which is now I almost need to have a little jingle that sings about that, which means that a lot of what it's doing is not imperative so much as returning value. So when we look at this, and let's make a little bit more room here, we're just making a bunch of decisions about all of these different messages. Each of these is the value of this variable here, message. And we just got an error message because I added a new value that this could be. And Elm immediately went, well, you're going to have to frickin' write something to explain what I'm supposed to do when that message comes through, which is really nice. So I think what I need to do here is well, you know, in an ideal world right now, I would, well, we can do that. Let's reset the score. Score equals 0. So what I'm doing there is taking this variable that came into the function, and I'm going to return it, but everything in Elm is unmutable, which is to say that none of these values change. So all that's happening here is I'm returning a new value based on what model used to be. And this is a little construction that does that. It's basically saying, okay, take model, keep it all the same, return everything the same except for its score field, and reset that to 0. And I think the other thing we need to change here is, do we need to change the state, or do we just need to send a thing to do that? I think now would be the time to change the state. So let's have a look. What's our new state? Yeah, I'm immanentizing the eschaton again. Waiting for choice int score up. So we want to change the stage to, let's see, what do we want to change the stage to? I guess waiting for next card, right? Yeah, waiting for next card. And then the okay, so that's the model, and we actually want to send a new message to move pretty quickly to the next position. So we're going to basically call this update function again, but we're going to call it with this new card message and this new version of the model. Did we get through that without anything painful? Yeah, okay. Let's call it visual match. It's just me cutting and pasting. Start the game. Holy crap, it worked. Okay, well that's good. And then we just wanted a button that quit. Okay. Pretty easy. See this? See this thing where the line begins with a comma? That's weird Haskell influence. I'll click quit game. Why don't you like that? That's so good to you. Oh, because quit game doesn't exist. I'm going to do another one, which is pause game. More messages. We just need to actually do it. Actually. Paused. Pause. Okay. Thought that would be all right, but apparently not. Something wrong here. No. The first and second branches of this. Not like this, like this. This and this return. This case provided two different. Well, it's this one that's wrong, I can tell you that for sure. Stage equals intro though. That seems right. Alright. This is close to the point where I'm going to call it a day for tonight. Not the most fascinating of code therapies. I mustn't stop being so critical. What's game? Okay. Oh, did not return the command none. It's just what you do. It's a tuple. Pretty good. And then wow, pause game doesn't work, but quit game does. All right. I think the next thing is to wire in our other bit of state. So right at the beginning of all of this, we had this waiting for choice, which is currently a Boolean, but is actually really one of our states. So what we need to do is refactor this. But before we refactor it, let's commit this to the world of Git. We can commit all of that. co-therapy leads inevitably to Codemaster's mighty drill. Now, yeah, you see, after playing with Visual Studio for a bit, suddenly everything else looks like a little bit uglier. I hate to say that, Vim. So now I'm going to make stuff that we used to depend on waiting for choice. Let's make it choice. So when waiting for choice, okay. Stage. Scary. It's not going to like that. No, don't think it would. Let's just start freaking out that there isn't a waiting for choice anymore. It's because we've removed it. One more. Okay, let's play. Yeah. 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 I think pause works. Oh yeah, it does now. Okay. Just have no way of unpausing it. Alright. Okay. I know that doesn't seem much, but it makes me happy. It makes me feel like I've got back in the saddle. Let's do some tidying up here. We don't need the new cards. Oh, although if we pause, happens. Press that again. Restarts. So cards, please. Pause. And pause. Okay. Looks good. Pause. Alright. I think we can just say if model stage equals paused. Eh. I am not surprised that I did not get all of that right. Of course, given the nature of this game, pausing is kind of cheating, but not entirely. Is that a thing? No. All right. I can get call it night here. See what jet lag does to a man. Yeah, where are you, mighty Joel? Deep in Bavaria with the rest of the Illuminati. Who are you talking to? And northwest. Oh, like Oregonia or Seattle. And pause it. Commit. What? I thought I'd staged it. Okay. Komodo. OS Komodo. Where's Komodo? I'm gonna find out. I'm gonna track you down, Max Drell. What? Look, that's you. Oh my god. Excellent. Excellent. There was I thinking that that was an actual place, and in fact, it's just an emote. I am learning, Mighty Joel. I am learning the ways of Twitch. I'm also like looking at your chat through the IRC. It is. It definitely is. Trice it is. Okay. See, I'm really jumping, cleverly replying to what you're saying. No. Okay. I think that's it. We got a little bit further. I learned a new meme. I also now understand why when you say stuff, it always says not like this afterwards. I need to do something to see memes. All right, I have a relay thing that relays it to IRC, and I have to map those memes to some sort of suitable Unicode emoji. Otherwise, I'm just going to look like a confused, bearded old man, which I am not. Yeah, let me show you what I'm seeing. Hold on. See, this is what I see. can see why I'm going, oh, that's really confusing. It's like you're talking to me, and then you're talking to this Franca-Z person. Like, who's he? All right, I will work on that. Maybe in the next meta code therapy, because my plan is to actually do some shows. What does it mean? Talking about how I'm going to set up my my co-therapy setup. Maybe you'll see me switch from VI to Visual Studio. That would be the most dramatic thing you have ever seen. PogChamp. Alright, I'm off. I'm going to turn this off. I'm going to log off, and then I'm going to upload everything to YouTube, and I'm going to sleep the sleep of the righteous. Mighty Drill, it was awesome having you educate me on the ways of Twitch memes, and for everybody else out there, I hope this was vaguely exciting. All right, speak to you all soon. Bye.